This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Stick Tamer Bow Silencers. Are you a traditional archery hunter or shooter? Stick Tamer was specifically designed for the recurve shooter. Made of a hybrid foam rubber material, Stick Tamer is designed to deaden string slap and limb vibration. Stick Tamer reduces limb and string noise, water resistant, and lasts shot after shot. Made in the USA from a hybrid foam rubber for durability. To purchase Stick Tamer and for more information, visit threeriversarchery.com and blackwidowbows.com. Stick Tamer bow silencers are available exclusively at threeriversarchery.com and blackwidowbows.com. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls. Today, we're coming live from the Cabelas here in South Charleston, West Virginia. They have a big sale going on here, and they invited us up to do the podcast live from here in the turkey section. So if you're listening, come on by and see us, and we'll talk some turkey. But first, we're going to talk to the general manager here of the store, Neil Depew. How you doing, Neil?
I'm doing all right over here. How you doing, Mike?
Oh, we're doing good. I don't want to forget my guys here. I got Dave Young. He's running the production today, and we got Dan Hall, co-host.
How you doing, Mike? Neil, good talking with you today. It's going to be a pleasure.
Heck yeah.
All right. So, Neil, just tell us a little bit about your background and where it all started, just in a brief.
Man, I'm from Chillicothe, Ohio, actually a small town outside of that called Knockemstiff, Ohio. But grew up on a small farm out there, hunting, fishing. Actually considered, I tell people around here, I say, hey, listen, I said, I'm from the part of Ohio where it doesn't get any more. It's about as West Virginia as Ohio gets.
Yeah.
Right? So we're still in Appalachia. But I grew up there, went off to college, played football at West Liberty University, and that's what brought me out to West Virginia. So I'm happy to be here, and I started my career there at Cabela's and Wheeling.
Yeah.
And just became a big career. So moved around a couple stores, but you know what? West Virginia's home now. That's what I consider it. It's home. That's where I want to be, so I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you back, that's for sure. But I know you spent some time down in Lexington as well, right?
Yeah. I was in Lexington, Kentucky, and so was Jacob here.
Okay.
I loved it out there, too. Kentucky's got some beautiful land out there to hunt on, man.
That's funny. You know, talking about where you're from, where you was born, I just watched a movie that was based out of Knockemstiff.
It has nothing to do with Knockemstiff. It's crazy. That's what everybody texts me. They call me. I'm like, no, that's not real Knockemstiff. I don't know where it came from.
Wow, that's
funny.
It's a funny name, though.
Yeah.
It's a click name.
So, Neil, you've got us here because of the big Cabela's Spring Fishing Classic sale that you all got going on. It lasts through March 9th through the 29th, correct?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to be having all kinds of things going on here today. You all got some events going on. Let us know about what we got going on here.
Well, the Spring Fishing Classic, that's our biggest sale of the beginning of the year here. And we have 45 pages of sale pricing items there in the tab. So you can pull that up. We have them in here at store. So when you get in store, you can go to customer service, grab one of those. But the Spring Fishing Classic is always an exciting event. So right now, we're starting it off. We got some demos, some seminars going on, huge sales. Again, the trade-in program's probably the biggest part of that sales tab. You can bring in your old fishing rod, old fishing reel, and you can trade that in, and we give you a coupon to put it towards a purchase of a new reel.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing in the ad, the circular there that you all
Absolutely.
had.
And the greatest thing is, and one thing that's not put out there that I want everybody to know about is those trade-ins. What we do is with those rods and reels, we donate them. We typically give them to like the Boy Scouts, and they take them and they provide for kids and underprivileged people
Man,
out
that's
there
great.
to help out. So it's amazing. It just all works out great. So we
Yeah.
appreciate everybody bringing in their trade in for that as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. You all do a lot of stuff here within West Virginia for the outdoors. I mean, you all were part of y'all were the title sponsor this year for the West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show. So,
Yep.
and that went well. I mean, there was some big changes there that you all were a part of.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Absolutely.
that had a lot of, it got a lot of youth involved, and there was a lot of seminars that went on that people could sit there and, watch and things. So,
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. That's for sure. We love being a part of that kind of stuff. So.
yeah, definitely. We've got to put back into it and keep it going, because if we don't, it's not going to be here. It's just this is a dying tradition and a dying thing, so we've got to keep it going. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There's less and less people in the outdoors every year, it seems like. So we've got to keep that tradition alive.
Yep.
Absolutely, I agree. And that, mentioning that with the Spring Fishing Classic, the kids fishing pond, and that helps. Hey, can't get out there, we're bringing you in. Kids can come in and they'll be able to fish inside on our. We bring in some live bluegill,
Yep.
and set them up, and so that's exciting too.
So that'll be on March the 18th.
That's next weekend.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's it always draws in a crowd, and the kids get a picture taken as well. So emailed to them. So
Yeah.
pretty cool stuff.
Nice. So not only you guys got that going on, you got some sales going on for spring turkey season coming up.
Yeah, so we haven't actually got a sales flyer out for turkey yet, but we're in stock. I mean, I'm telling you, we got plenty of stock of our turkey items. Jacob over here, he worked extra hard to keep really good in stock on some of our decoys, price point decoys. And I'm telling you, the Redhead brand is our Bass Pro Cabela's brand, but we offer a decoy set. So it's a Jake, or actually it's a full tom and a hen, and what's that running? $59.99. $59.99. That's a heck of a price for a combo deal there. So yeah, we got a lot of great items. Check out our Ozark brand, our Redhead brand, and the calls. But we do have everything else as well. So come in and check us out for that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we got a ton of them sitting here in front of us that you can come by and you can play and you can just see how they look. We've got box calls, we've got friction calls, and we've got HS strut. We've got some bone collector stuff here. We've got some Woodhaven mouth calls, and we also have the Redhead brand, your all's brand.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep, it hits about every price point. I mean, some of those calls can get pretty expensive, but, with your all's Redhead brand, that fits right in the price point for your, average hunter.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you you can come in and get a whole combo deal for what most people pay, $60, $70, $80 for way less than that. So
Right.
we have combo deals. We have, starter packs. And then we also have them displayed out here, not all of them, but quite a few displayed where you can come in and try out those calls for yourself. So we got great outfitters that work here for us. Dennis Treadway, he's my senior team leader over here in hunting. Jacob, obviously he's the manager over this area, and they can definitely help you out with anything you need.
So Jeremy there was just holding up that what was that, Crazy Jake or whatever it was? It's Redhead brand?
Yeah, it was Redhead brand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's a rubber turkey decoy. Man, that thing's nice. There for a minute when you held that up, I thought that thing was one of them ones on wheels.
Hey, that also, we have that on a motorized spinner, too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, get that sucker looking real out there, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what other events we've got going on today here?
We have the seminars that we're going on. So we're going to do a seminar for camping, a couple for fly fishing, a couple for fishing. Our own outfitters are going to be doing some of those. And, of course, we got Jeremy Allen here with Whitetail Properties, and obviously he's one of our pro staffers for Cabela's, and he's going to be squawking some calls and talking about some spring turkey tactics and things like that. So, like I said, it's exciting. I mean, just to come in and, if anything, just come in and check out the seminars.
Yeah, definitely. I always love.
On that fly fishing, you gonna have fly tying or?
Our fly fishing outfitter Jeff, he's our main guy, and he'll be showing you how to cast a fly rod, which that's, I don't know if you never really tried fly fishing. That's the hardest part right there, just casting that fly rod. But I call them bug chuckers. That's what I call our fly fishing guys, bug chuckers. But
There you go.
But he likes to get you involved, and he'll definitely teach you and be hands on with you there.
All right, well, you've got Jacob there sitting beside you, so we'll go ahead and pass it along to him. Neil, we thank you for coming on. We appreciate
it.
Thank
you.
How you guys doing today?
Doing
How you
good,
doing?
Jacob. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, doing fantastic. Can't complain about getting to play with some turkey calls.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your role here at Cabela's.
So here I'm the Hardlines GSM. So here I'm over the gun counter, gun library, hunting, archery, and I also have camping.
Awesome. So, yeah, I was just hearing that little kid back there with that pop gun. I was like, it's cool to just be here, talking and having the kids. It's nice seeing the kids in here. So
that's what it's about. You guys talk about having more and more hunters and the outdoors, and
yep.
Cabela's Bass Pro takes a giant focus into giving back to the youth.
Oh yeah.
And like Neil was saying, we have the kids fish pond that's going to be next weekend, next Saturday. A little mic difficulty. So that's what it's about. We always have our outfitters. They're lining up to be able to jump in on that stuff and work with the kids, whether it be on our archery range or doing the kids fishing event. But love it.
Yep.
I still think they should outlaw them pop guns, though.
Oh, trust me, you'll get enough of it just over one weekend.
Yeah, I'm
so.
sure you
I don't even
guys
notice
hear it all day long. You probably don't even know.
Yeah, you start tuning it out.
Is that a military thing, Dan, or is it just you don't like them?
I don't know. I don't.
You
I
hear
just
the
don't
popping noise and it's just all the time?
It might be that they just don't stop.
Yeah.
It's cool once, twice, 3 times, but
Wait till you have one
55
come
times in a
Rambo.
row. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'll get you a pair of scissors. You can go.
There you go. I'm sure I can pull a knife out of my pocket.
Cut the string on that popper.
You get one pop and it's done.
So what are some of your highlighted products that you have on this sale going on right now for fishing and spring gobbler?
So one of the big things that I want to focus is our club member pricing that we have going on.
Yes.
That's a new program for Cabela's and Bass Pro Shop. Right now we do have our Avian X, half strut Jake, and breeder hen. Club members are going to save an extra $20 on that, so it's $199.97. And that's, you use your club card, you're going to automatically get those savings. We have several things, camo that's on that. We have fishing product, tackle bags. Truthfully, just a lot throughout every department that's going to be on those programs. And then throughout we've got that on kayaks right now. We also have on several of our kayaks, you can get either a $50 or $100 gift card back during those purchases. And just several sales throughout that 45-page ad. A lot of big things to feature. It's an exciting ad for us every year.
Yeah. I know your all's ad is probably one of the biggest in the paper nowadays. I mean, you don't see very many people putting ads and stuff out, but I like how the emphasis is put on keeping that big ad out there for the outdoors, for people to look through and stuff. I remember looking at a Sears catalog, and you could see guns in it. Do y'all remember that back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
I have an old Sears model shotgun still.
Yeah.
I do, too. 20-gauge bolt action.
Poly choke. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that the other day, and it's like it seems to be that stuff keeps slipping away from us further and further. So I really love that it's a big ad. I know it seems small, but
Big and bold.
there's still people that look at ads. I look at them.
Yeah.
Even though you can get this stuff mobily on your phone through the website and all that stuff, I still like to sit down and look at an ad, drink a cup of coffee.
Our catalogs that come out, I mean, heck, I work in the industry, and I still flip through just about every single page on it.
Right.
It's nice seeing the color pop on each page. A little bit of...
Every bathroom in America had one of those, in the
Yeah.
day.
Oh, absolutely.
You're right. Yep.
That's good content there.
Yep. Sure is.
You for on them sales, you got any turkey apparel, camos, and all that?
Not in this ad. We are going to have a flyer that's coming out at the end of the month that will have a turkey selection in it. We're hoping to see some of our HTC.
True Timber.
Redhead camo coming out.
Nice.
So, hopefully keep your eyes out for that. You should see some good pricing and good featured items coming out on that.
HTC is a good price regardless.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good
great price on that.
I love
Good
that HTC pattern, man. It's one of the best patterns they've got, I think. I love that pattern. I love the Strata. I mean, you can use the Strata for turkey, but when you're talking about spring gobbler, the vivid greens and things that are in the HTC, it's perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, a nice pop of green.
That's that True Timber line of camo, which we'll have Renee on with True Timber later today as well.
Fantastic.
So we'll get to talk to her, pick her brain on some of that stuff too.
Sweet.
Yeah, True Timber's a great company.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, I think that's going to do it for now with you guys, and then we've got right at 1 o'clock, well, probably here in about 10 minutes, we're going to have Jeremy on, and Jeremy Allen, Whitetail Properties TV, and we'll have him on to talk a little bit about his pro staff here at Cabela's and what he's doing with Whitetail Properties. So, guys, Neil, we appreciate you having us here, and appreciate you being on the show.
We didn't
Jacob,
miss anything that you wanted to hit on, did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, anything you want to hit on, just let us know.
I
We good?
I think everything was good. Like I said, we'll have some more sales coming out. So
Yep.
just keep checking your mail, checking in on the website.
Okay.
Really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thank you all.
Guys,
Appreciate it.
you.
Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Will Jewelry and Loan. When you need cash and you need it fast, check out Will Jewelry and Loan. Come on in with your jewelry, firearms, electronics, tools, lawn equipment, dirt bikes, side-by-sides, and even four-wheelers. They will beat any competitor's loan amount, and that's a fact. Will Jewelry and Loan guarantees faster and more cash for your loan than any other company in the area. They have your cash you need fast. Check them out today on their Facebook page or give them a call at 304-768-5101. Stop in and talk with them at 5523 McCorkle Avenue, Southwest, South Charleston, West Virginia. Will Jewelry and Loan, 304-768-5101. This segment of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by AMG Network Hosting, LLC, a national independent agent for most major telecommunication service providers. If your business is in need of internet, phones, credit card processing, let AMG Hosting help you compare options. They work with over 100 national carriers, and they can help you choose the best option for your needs. Our independence means we are loyal to our customers, not a brand or a company. Call us today at 304-608-3653 or visit us at amgnhconsulting.com. amgnhconsulting.com. Phone number again is 304-608-3653. AMG Network Hosting, LLC. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls. What are you looking at me for, Dan?
Is this another episode, or is this just the continuation?
Oh, it's another episode, continuation, segment, you know.
All right.
I'm used to saying
I know you
episode,
are.
but
I had to correct you a little bit.
he had to look at me and then mess me up there. But
He's good at that.
all right, so we've got Jeremy Allen here with Whitetail Properties, and he's also Cabela's pro staff. Jeremy, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Oh, doing great, man. It's
Good.
awesome to be in here today and to be talking with Neil and Jacob and everybody that we're going to have on. They got a lot of good events going on here today. They got some fishing demonstrations. And are you going to be doing a seminar? Or?
No, man. I'm just here talking with the customers and stuff about
Okay.
turkey season, kind
Yeah.
of getting showing what options they have for their mouth calls and in slates and box calls. Cabela's has a variety of stuff available, and their shelves are full right now. So if you are looking to get something new for the year, make sure to swing by the Charleston store because they've got some great deals going on.
Yeah, I mean, just like we were talking there before we started recording on the podcast, we're recording live here on Facebook. So, Jeremy, tell them how they can get that feed on Facebook.
Yeah, just search Jeremy Allen, Whitetail Properties, and you will find my page, and that live feed is running right now.
Yep. So,
Nice.
Tell us a little bit about what you do at Whitetail Properties briefly, and then we'll go into the Cabela's pro staff.
Sure. Well, I'm the West Virginia team leader here in the state for Whitetail Properties. We have 5 different agents covering a variety of counties. We all work our own territories. I cover from Parkersburg all the way through Charleston over to Lewisburg down in the southeastern part of the state. And we sell land, hunting farms, country homes, livestock farms, a little bit of everything, and been very successful doing that. I was the first agent, started in 2019, and we're really rocking and rolling. Things are going great for us here in the state, and I'm excited to keep it going.
Awesome.
Nice. So, why don't you talk a little bit about your time with Cabela's pro staff? How long you been on here with Cabela's?
Man, I really don't remember the exact year I started up. It's been a while.
It's been a while. I know that for sure.
I would say probably 2015, 16, something like that.
I was going to say at least 5 years.
Yeah, it was even before Bass Pro Bottom. I was a
Okay, yeah.
Cabela's pro staff member before they decided to make the merger there, and then Once Bass Pro bought them, I actually took a little bit of time off for probably 6 months to a year or so, and they reached back out to me and was like, "Hey, man, we need you back up here." So I was more than happy to make that happen, and I'm enjoying my time with Cabela's. It's some memories of my life, and Cabela's go together really well. Even as a young child, I can remember sitting at the dinner table looking at Cabela's magazines with my grandpa. I mean, that was what we did. That was before internet times and stuff, and we would literally sit there at the kitchen table, and me and my grandpa go through the catalog and make a wish list, more or less. And shoot, I mean, my first set of bibs came out of a Cabela's catalog. So nice. Good memories, and to be able to incorporate that with my life and help people and use my knowledge and I'm not going to say expertise because it's all just done. I just found out on my own, man.
Yeah.
Trial and error type.
Trial and error. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we love having people on the podcast, because it's like, we always say, standing around the camp, at deer camp, standing around the fire. So,
right.
Yep. Hearing everybody's experiences and journeys and hunts, and I mean, that's how you learn.
Exactly. And a lot of trial and error on my end, man. I've messed up a lot, and I found out the hard way. But it's exciting. Yeah, it's exciting to pass that on to other people and share with them my experiences and my knowledge. So it's really cool to incorporate not only Whitetail Properties but also the Cabela's Pro Staff position with the store and their sales and what they offer. So I'm excited. Next weekend they're actually going to have the kids fishing pond up here at the store. Yep. So if you all are in the Charleston area, next weekend, the 18th and 19th, I believe it is, they're going to have all kinds of events going on. I'll be back up next weekend as well to help out.
Yep, we'll be
outside
here as well.
of that. Yeah, so that'll be really cool, man. I'm excited about it. So great. It's awesome to be affiliated with some good businesses and help people any way I can in the local area.
Nice. So talk a little bit about you get to deal with Neil himself and also with corporate through this Pro Staff venture, correct?
Yeah, sure do. Neil's great, man. I've known him for a long time as well, and me and him, we get along really well. He always reaches out to me if they have something special, an event or something like that coming up, and tries to get me involved in that. So I appreciate him and all that he does for our store. The store, I can't remember when they built this Cabela store, but it seems like yesterday, but it's been quite a while now.
It's been 2005?
Yeah, yes.
Somewhere
Yeah,
around
man.
there.
I mean, it's been a while, but, I've known him for a long time. We always talk hunting, talk turkey, and he is a perfect fit for the Charleston store manager, and he does a great job running this location.
Yeah, he does a great job at this store, man.
Yeah. So does Jacob. I'm glad Jacob's
Jacob
on
does
board.
a great job as well.
Yep, he's really incorporating himself with the business and getting more events like this going on. It's more than just coming to a store to shop. You can sit and talk to people, learn things, seminars, different things like that. So it's great.
Yeah, we're here today until right around 3. I don't know how long Jeremy's going to be here, but any questions that you have, feel free to stop by. If we're not recording, we'll try to answer any questions you have. But we have a ton of product here on the table. We got bone collector products here. We're heading into spring gobbler season, so we got the redhead products that they've brought out, and we've also got some HS strut, and of course we got Lynch World Championship box calls here. So
got that new one out there too, that Fox Pro slate.
Man, it sounds good.
It does sound good.
It sounds real good.
Playing with it a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we got the Avian X decoys. We got a decoy. I got a hen sitting right here in front of me.
Yeah, that's about as close as you'll get to turkey this year.
Yeah, well, what I'm wondering is what that must be a bearded one because she got a little beard.
Oh, does it got a beard?
Yeah, and a red head.
I couldn't see the beard.
Dan, we're going to have to teach this guy to turkey hunt.
He can make. I'll tell you what, he can make the calls, but I don't know if he can kill the turkey.
That's all right.
I mean, I wasn't looking at the head. It looks like it's laid down there in a bed. So
come on, Mike.
It ain't got its feet on it. I didn't see the spurs.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
was that a hen?
Mike thinks it is.
I thought that was a hen. My bad. Oh, jeez. All right, so let's talk about West Virginia turkey seasons. Last year, 2022 fall turkey harvest, that was increased by 46% last year here in West Virginia. So there was fall turkey hunters harvested over 1,000 birds here compared to 694 the previous year. So, I mean, that's kind of crazy. That's, we normally look at spring gobbler season as the biggest time for, turkey hunters to be out, but fall brought a lot more birds this year.
Yeah, it sure did, man. And that's exciting for West Virginia. You know, we've never really had a great fall season and an opportunity to get out. It used to be select counties and so on and so forth. So it's exciting to see that they've opened that opportunity up a little bit more to be able to get out there and take some birds during the fall.
Yep, definitely. So, Dan, you were going to hit on some spring turkey hunting there?
I was, but can't seem to get this pulled up to give you some numbers.
Well, I tell you, these technical guys.
I know. I will tell you that the spring season was down quite a bit from last year, or the previous year. I guess last year was now the one we're talking on. Technical issues over there too with you, huh, Mike?
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, we just have to go to the Metro News site there. But, yeah, it's basically talking about how the spring gobbler season was, down compared to the fall. And I believe it was declined around, on a 2-week period, it was like 9.6% on a 10-year average. So,
wow, that's surprising. I didn't get a chance to get out last year because between work and spring baseball and all that stuff, but I had no clue it was that far off, man.
Yeah, it's actually 10.43% lower than 2020.
I wonder if that's actually, derived from less hunters in the woods or a predator problem or what they, I don't know. What do y'all think on that? I mean, what do you think the problem is?
I would say both. I think we got a lot less turkey hunters in the woods now, and these coyotes, man. We have a coyote problem.
Yeah,
Fox,
we do.
Coon, all these predatory animals that eat the eggs.
Yeah. Well, I know when I hunted out Jackson County there before we bought the new farm, there was no shortage of birds out that way, that's for sure, in that part of the state where you have some little more agricultural type fields and open areas, hay fields and such. It was a great place to hunt and a beautiful place to hunt, but it's a completely different tactic than what I'll be doing at my new place. Out at the old location, the old farm, I mean, you'd set up in a corner of a field, set up your decoy, do some calls, could be up before daylight, and typically they were roosted somewhere within a couple hundred yards of you, and you could call them in that way. My new place, man, it's going to be a run and gun type situation, so I'm kind of excited for that and kind of not. Kind of got spoiled at my old farm with the food plots and all that, man. It was. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it was a different type of hunting, but it was easier. You didn't have as much effort put into the hunt.
But you got way more property now.
Oh, yeah.
You had, 80 acres out there?
95. And the new place is 260.
Yeah.
So, I have a lot more land to hunt. It was worth the switch.
Yeah.
But until...
I can't wait to kill a big buck on his property.
You got a lot of competition between his daughter. I don't think she's...
I know, man. She kills some big deer, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
she does.
She's doing it, man. I'm proud of her. She's a great hunter, and she sticks it out. She goes up there. She's excited about going. She's the type of kid. She gets you pick her up from school, man. She hops in the car. She's like, "Can we go hunting?" It's exciting. It's not me pushing her to do it. It's her wanting to do it on her own, which is really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that link's working now, Dan. You got that?
Yeah, I got it up. So the harvest, 2022 harvest, is 13.8% below the 5-year average with 10,864 birds, and 11.3% below the 10-year average of 10,556 birds.
Wow.
Yeah. So the top counties were Preston County, 357 birds, Mingo with 351, Greenbrier with 321, Jackson with 309, and Monroe with 295 birds killed.
So most of those are those open counties. Those more or less have those fields and open areas in them. So, yes, not as many people were wanting to go after them last year as typical.
Well, and that's just one thing I was looking at during reading that article. The youth hunters, the harvest for youth on turkey was 471 on a 2-day youth season. So, 366 birds harvested, and like we were talking earlier, that's only accounting for 5% of the total harvests. Right. So, what do we have to do in our state to get more kids involved in turkey hunting?
Events, man. I mean, Cabela's could also, they could definitely involve kids in this and maybe have some turkey hunting seminars, have them out, practice playing with the calls a little bit.
Yeah.
Teach them the ins and outs of turkey hunting. But you're right, turkey hunting's kind of a dying thing around here. Yeah. I hate to think it, but man, it is. It's tough.
The only other problem with the kids is you got to have the parents that are
Yep.
able to take them and want to take them.
Well, maybe that's something else we could do. Get together a group of people, 20 or 30 different adult turkey hunters, and involve some children in that and take them out. I mean, we all know places we can go hunt,
Absolutely.
and take them with us and kind of teach them the ropes and how to bird hunt.
Yeah.
See, we got
definitely.
Dave over here. He's like a kid, so I'm probably going to take him out this year.
Yeah. You take him out on youth day.
Yeah, I'll take him out on youth day.
Dress him all up, man. That's great. He's going to have to shave that beard, though. I don't think he'll pass.
No, he may not. He may not.
Hearing the crickets there.
Oh, yeah. He ain't saying
Dave
that.
has nothing to say.
That's great.
But yeah, we was getting that information from West Virginia Metro News. They had put that article out there on January 8th, 2022. So, and of course the DNR numbers was in there too. So thanks to West Virginia Metro News for that information and our wonderful West Virginia Department of Natural Resources.
That's right.
We talk to them when we go to these shows and things like that. I mean, our natural resource police do a lot for conservation and to help us out with, the outdoors. A lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff that people don't see.
Oh, yeah.
So, looking at those numbers, we're almost 46%.
We're done with that.
I know, but
we're moving on.
I'm just going from 2 years. We're almost
No,
down
just
50%
Yeah.
on turkey harvest in
yeah.
the last 2 years.
Yeah, see, that's significant, man.
That is.
That's at a point where, you can understand a few percentage different, 5-10% maybe, but when you get consecutive numbers like that over years past, something's going on.
Do you think
know?
it's the increase in coyotes?
I mean, there are a lot of coyotes, man, but there's a lot of coyote hunters, too.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe, I think that the DNR maybe needs to look into this a little more detailed and figure out what could be the problem.
Yeah.
What's going on here. Is it hunters or is it the less turkeys? Not as many turkeys running around.
I mean, I honestly didn't see very many poults last year myself. I mean, I've seen them in small groups, but when I have seen them, in years past, you would see big 20 and 30 flocks of these things. I seen 12 to 15 probably.
Yeah, I used to see at the old farm where we had all those fields, man, you'd have 3 or 4 different hens, and all of them have, 10 poults with them.
Oh, yeah.
Just traveling together.
Yep.
And I did notice over the last few years before we moved that it wasn't as many. And the groups may have been 4 or 5, not 8 or 10.
Yeah, and
so a few of them are getting picked off here and there.
For Dave, if you're listening, that's not, actual pole vaulting. That's, baby turkeys. Oh, Lord. Jeez. That's funny. We've got to have a good time.
That's right.
Got to screw with you some, Dave.
Yeah. All right, Jeremy. So, have we left out anything you want to talk about there, bud?
Well, I mean, not really, man. Like I said, if anybody is looking into getting into the outdoors, Cabela's is a great place to start that. They have a great group of employees here that do know what they're talking about, and you could feel free to come out, talk to one of these guys, reach out to me or any of these guys on the podcast here. We're happy to help in any way we possibly can and do what we can to get youth involved in the outdoors. But I do think we need to kind of maybe look into this turkey number situation, whether it's with the DNR or whoever, and kind of get a management idea on what's going on there. But yeah, and if you're looking to buy or sell any land in West Virginia, definitely reach out to me. You can find me on Facebook at Jeremy Allen, Whitetail Properties WV, or feel free to email me or give me a call. Be happy to help you guys any way we can, and continue to make West Virginia proud.
Yep.
You got any personal hunting tips for spring turkey tips or tactics you'd like to share?
Well, I mean, the tactics all kind of like we were talking about a minute ago, man. It all
Right.
determines on your particular hunting location.
Yeah.
What is your setup? What do you have at your property? Because it varies so much throughout West Virginia. You have, like where I was out in Jackson County, the agricultural type area with more hay fields, and not ag fields necessarily, but hay fields and things of that sort, where hunting's different. And then you have the run and gun mountainous areas that's real steep, and you really have to play that part right to get a bird within range and make a good shot.
Yeah.
So all I can say is characterize your hunting tactics based upon where you are hunting in general. Decoys are great in some situations. I've also had them burn me multiple times.
I have too.
So I kind of have mixed thoughts on those. They've helped me kill birds. They've scared birds away. And know your calling. Make sure you know what sequences you're running. It's very easy to make a call work. So those of you out there who think, well, I'm not very good on a mouth call, I'm not very good on a box call or whatever, number one, there's simple options out there for that. There's push button calls, which are super easy to use, great for kids to get to learn how to use a call.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Box calls are fairly easy to use as well, and then you work into your friction and your slate calls and stuff and mouth calls. But there are definitely hunt to your means. Don't go out and try to do stuff that you're not good at doing. But at the same time, I hate to say this, but birds aren't the smart. They're smart, but they're not that smart, man. I've seen some people that really sound bad on a call and seen that bird come running in.
Oh,
so
yeah, for sure.
don't hesitate. Get out there and try, and just do your best to set up in the right location. Do your scouting. Go out prior to season, see if you see the scratching on the ground, where they're feeding at. What areas they are wanting to be in. And then I really enjoy the part of going out and figuring out where they're roosting at the night before.
Yeah, true.
I really like that aspect of it, and I've literally done that before. Got up early the next morning, snuck up through the woods, and sat down. Within 100 yards of these birds, they fly down, they come over to your decoy, and boom, it's done. You're done by 7 o'clock.
Yep.
So
you're back at the house.
Exactly, drinking coffee and eating breakfast. So
yep.
It's just use everything to your advantage. And like I said, if anybody ever has any questions, there's a lot of people out here who are willing to help, share advice and knowledge with you. So don't hesitate to reach out.
Well, we got a couple more talking points we're going to hit on here, and then I think that'll be about it. But one thing I want to say before we hit on those is, we didn't mention anything about safety. Turkey hunting is a dangerous part of our sport in the outdoors. There's a lot of people that get shot every year. So make sure when you're turkey hunting that you have a vest of some sort that has your blaze orange that comes out of the back of it when you're walking through the woods. Make sure when you get to your spot that you're setting up against a tree, so you have some kind of a cover. If you have somebody that's coming through that's hunting, especially when you're hunting on public land.
Very much so.
Not so much on private land, but
you wouldn't think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, be surprised, man.
You'd be
surprised. Yeah, but
I
definitely.
couldn't tell you how many I've run off of my land.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And even if you don't have, a nice updated turkey vest with the orange threads in the back, carry an orange vest with you in your pack, man, and throw that on because it's so easy, and it's sad for me to think that all these people literally get shot for a turkey, man. It's crazy.
Right.
It just blows my mind.
It comes down to being preparation in the mornings, having your things ready and things like that. I mean, you wouldn't think about it, but I was always raised to not have any colors that affiliate itself with a turkey. Mm-hmm. Don't have anything red up close to your neck don't have a red bill on your hat.
Yep.
Don't have anything blue or white. There's a lot of people that wear white T-shirts under their camo stuff. And people has, mistaken that for a deer head, or not a deer head, but a turkey head.
Man, I think what it boils down to is people who, as hunters, you got to be more careful.
You
dude.
do.
You cannot you need to know what you're shooting at, know what is behind what you're shooting at. Even if there is a deer there, what's behind that deer?
Know
what's
your
400
target.
yards down the road?
Know your target,
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing is I know all of us are anxious. We want to get out there and make it happen, but especially turkey hunting when you're wearing full camo, you're making the sounds of a bird, you may have decoys set up. Really be careful, guys, because that's what it all boils down to.
And when you get that excitement and stuff like that, man, I mean, your adrenaline starts rolling, and I've been in situations to where you look at something in the woods and you think, oh, that was a deer or that was a turkey, and you got to scope it or whatever to look at it, glass it to see what it was. I mean, you should always know what your target is.
Be a responsible hunter, man. I mean, that's what it all boils down to. Is be responsible. That'd be a horrible situation to get out there and shoot somebody and take somebody's life for you not paying enough attention to know what the heck you're shooting at.
Yeah,
so,
it goes both ways with the hunter and the actual person shooting the gun. So
that, and you got these new breed hunters too that sit behind these fans and crawling through the field.
Man, that's crazy. I couldn't do it, man.
I couldn't either.
I couldn't do it. Yeah, there's no way.
Growing up turkey hunting, we never did gobble.
Yeah.
But it seems like, because it was dangerous then, but it seems like a lot more people do gobble. I still don't gobble as much, but if you got a bird that's locked up and he's quiet, you strike off a gobble, you're going to get him to talk again.
Yeah, that's that situational thing, man.
Yeah.
And location. Where are you at?
Yep.
If you're out on public land and you're on top of a ridge, I probably would not gobble.
Yeah. No, definitely not.
But out on your own farm, if that bird's not answering, then hit it.
Yep.
All right. You hit on a little bit. I know you said you like to roost them of the evening. If you hadn't had that chance to roost a bird that evening before? How do you like to locate them in the morning?
Again, man, situational.
Right.
New property, you haven't been there before, you're starting out on a ridge line or something, then yeah, that's what I'd be out there extra early, and I'd be hitting that call trying to figure out where those birds are and locating them. If I'm familiar with that property, typically we all know birds roost in a general area.
Sure.
They may change up trees or move a little bit, a little bit down or up, but if you're on a property that you know where they're roosting at or where you've used to seeing birds at on a regular basis, you may not need to do that. So, again, it's just kind of a preference thing and where you're hunting and the property that you're on. I have done it many times, but typically if I'm hunting the next day, man, it's almost part of my regiment to be out there the night before.
Yeah,
like even if I have to drive somewhere, if I'm hunting somewhere other than my personal farm, I will drive to that location, get on top of that hill, locate those birds that evening before, because it's just it goes along kind of with the next day.
It's nice to hear them gobble in the evening.
Oh, man, it's exciting, and it's real exciting.
Speaking of gobbling, I hear them now.
Oh yeah, they're already fired up, man.
Big time,
I've been seeing them in fields around the house and stuff, and they are they're grouping up and they're starting to move around a little bit.
Dan was looking over at me like it was my turn to talk, and here I am eating this steak strip.
That's the problem.
Mouthful
I'm
of
looking
beef
at you
jerky.
because you hear you clacking with your jaws from eating food.
Got this premium thick-cut beef here that Neil gave us. He gave us some snacks so we can snack on this Jack Link's beef jerky. Man, this stuff is good.
It is good.
I mean, you're talking about like big old pieces of steak in here.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't thin beef jerky. I mean, it's crazy. All right, so last thing we want to hit on is your favorite call. What's your favorite call to use when you're closing in on that bird?
Depends, man. I like a mouth call. I like a mouth call all the time, and to be honest with you, I like a variety of them. I like a Woodhaven mouth call, and I also like the Nature's Voice tonic. But one of my favorites is probably the Woodhaven mouth call, and then I have a Silver Queen Night and Hail, man. That I'm 37 now, and I honestly bought that call probably 15 years ago, 20 years ago. I mean, I think I was 15 or 16 when I bought it, and plastic pot, aluminum top. But man, it is loud, and I love that call. I've had it for so long, and I remember I saved up $40 to buy that back then. I mean, it was $40, so that call would probably be $100 these days.
Easily.
But I love that call, man. I love it. But now, if they're closing in on me and they're visible and I can see them, I'm not moving.
Oh, yeah.
You got
a mouth call.
Yeah, I'm just going to do a little bit of mouth calling and hopefully get them to close the distance. But if they're far off, then I'll hit a box or a slate call or that aluminum call, because it'll really reach out and get them.
Yeah. So we know you're Cabela's pro staff, and you got to use, you don't have to, but you use their stuff, and you use some of the stuff that they offer, but you also use local calls too.
Definitely.
There's a wide variety of calls that everybody carries in their pack.
Yeah.
It's just not one company.
Yeah, and
everybody's not loyal to just one company, because so many different companies out there, make a call that sounds completely different from the next one that can be constructed almost the same way.
Yep. I probably have 4 mouth calls, 4 different brand mouth calls in my arsenal, in my pack at all times. One is the Woodhaven. Also have a couple Night and Hail mouth calls, and then I have a Nature's Voice that I like. And each of them are used for a particular situation.
Yep, sure, definitely.
So if birds hung up, I may use a raspy hen type mouth call, try to get them to come in a little quicker to me, be a little more motivated. But yeah, it's a situational thing, man. Same thing with box calls or slate calls or whatever, glass, whether you like glass, aluminum, slate, whatever. So keep a variety in your pack. Don't overpack yourself.
No.
But keep a variety there so you have anything ready depending on the situation you're in.
That's one thing I noticed, man. I've got an older vest, and it's got pockets everywhere. I think I could carry like 4 box calls, 4 or 5 different pots, and then I got, these little pockets for mouth calls. Now, when you go to buy a vest today, they don't give you much room.
No, they're real.
They've changed a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be a vest.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a full vest. Now they're real narrow and thin and typically made out of neoprene or something like that. They're nice and they're more lightweight. I mean, you can get around easier with them, but at the same time, I might have if I have a vest like that on, I still need a pack or something with all of my stuff in it, man. I can't fit everything in that vest.
Well, I remember the old mossy oak, tree bark and the Bottomlands camo to where it was made out of that real thick cotton.
Yeah.
It was almost like putting canvas on.
Very much so. Yeah, you had to accommodate that into your clothing.
You did,
You know what I mean? You had to think, hey, man, I'm going to sweat because I got this vest on today.
Sure did.
And I still use an old school vest, man, and it's old mossy oak camo. I've probably had it for 12, 15 years, and it still works great. It has a padded cushion for for you to sit on. And,
That's the way mine is. I still have the old tree bark.
Yep.
You like the cushion on the vest, or you take a chair or anything with you?
No, I just use the cushion, man. I typically, it just now, as I mentioned earlier, I've hunted a lot out of blinds, especially when you're running the camera. Like when I was with Appalachian Trophy TV, those turkeys can just see so good, man. So a blind really added value to my hunting experience. It did cost me sometimes. Maybe that bird would hang up at 80, 90, 100 yards and not make that come into that blind.
Yeah.
But I did like it, and especially because it hid me. So it made a difference. And like last year, man, I can't wait to get that episode up and running to Keith. You guys will just crack up. It was crazy.
So you keep bringing up all these other things. I thought we was done, but we got to talk about Appalachian Trophy TV a little bit.
Well,
I mean, where's it at? I mean,
man,
you guys have taken a little break because you've gotten really busy with Whitetail Properties, and you've had some falling out with some other pro staffers and things like that.
Yep.
And, they've kind of gone and done their own thing, and it's a lot different in this industry. People think that you can get a pro staffer, or you can get somebody connected with you that's going to stay with you forever. But most of the time, some of these guys will get connected with you, and they get to a point to where they're like, "Why don't I just do this myself?"
Either that, or yeah, man. I mean, it's there's not, and I hate to say it this way, and it's not with. It may be with everybody, but there's not a whole lot of loyalty out there anymore. Yeah. I mean, you can sit there and put your neck out for somebody for years and years and years, and take care of them, send them on trips, variety of different things, really take care of them, supply them with tons of items and products. But at the end of the day, they're going to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate. The loyalty aspect just isn't there anymore. And I'll unfortunately learned the hard way, but that's okay, man. We are still doing our thing. We're not as active as we have been in the past, like we spoke about a minute ago, but it's okay. We still have plenty of footage for new shows to make, but the trouble that I have is getting the time to actually produce the show itself. You're looking at 20 to 30 hours for me to sit and make a 30-minute show. And, and it's just not available anymore, man, with kids and coaching ball and work and the farm and try,
I know,
there's
it's tough.
There's not enough time for that. So we're still associated with a ton of great sponsors, but we're just not putting out the episodes that we used to, and that's okay. There'll be a time for that, and right now it's time to take care of what's at hand, kids, and enjoy your time with them, because they will grow up.
Yeah,
and
make sure
gone.
your family's taken care of. You
Exactly,
spend that time
man.
with them while they're young.
That's what I've came to terms with, man. It's not about me; it's about them. So we're still running, still doing our thing, but just not as active as we have been. And there's just a few key members now on the team that are able to kind of help us out and gain footage and stuff like that. So we're still going, just not like we was, and that's okay. Life changes.
Good.
We all get older, and stuff happens.
You all have always had a great quality show. I mean, you can tell you put the time into it. I mean, I remember you showing me the videos when y'all first started out,
man,
and when you was first learning. That's like us with this podcast thing. I mean, our first episode. We're playing some ads today, from our partners that were some of the first ones that we done, and you can barely hear them come in because it was a big thing back in the day to do fade ins and fade outs.
Yeah.
Well, now it's not so much of a thing.
No.
You want to get that. You want to get that hard start right there at the beginning and the end. So
that's exactly right. Same thing with editing, man. I mean, you think you want to fade in and out of clips and stuff, and not so much. You time that with the music to where it transitions for you almost. The change of the music transitions the video clip for you. But it's a process, man, and I really enjoy it. But it's just right now we'll slow it down. Kids are hunting, kids are doing their thing, and here down the road we'll be back, and the kids will be doing it, and it'll be exciting. And we're not going nowhere. We just slow down a little bit.
Yep, I hear you. Well, we had some people just about run over us here in the turkey section looking for that True Timber HTC. So we've got our rep from True Timber coming up here next. And Jeremy, so you with Cabela's. And, most everything that Cabela's puts out in their own brand or Bass Pro Shop, Redhead, whatever it is, it's in a True Timber pattern.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What's your favorite True Timber pattern? Do you like the Do you like the HTC? Do you like the Strata?
I like the Strata. I like that. Actually,
It's versatile.
Yeah, all of their patterns are really nice, man. I don't think you can go wrong with any of them, to be honest. But depending on the time of year, you got to kind of dictate that pattern off that.
I really like that. The HTC, like we were talking earlier, it's more of your turkey pattern because of the bright greens and things. And the Strata, I mean, you can take that thing out west because it's got light grays in it and it's got light browns, and it'll mix in really well with rock structures and things like that out west. So
real universal.
It's a real universal pattern. So,
awesome.
Well, man, we appreciate you coming on and allowing us to, talk with you today.
Sure. Hey, why don't you take us out with some of those calls there in front of you?
I can do that. Which one y'all want?
Hit that lynch. Hit that lynch.
Hold on, man. I don't know. This thing sounds
Fox,
good.
Yeah, that Fox Pro
this sounds really good. Let's see here.
And there it is.
There we go, boys.
Well, was that a hen or was that a gobble?
I'm going to show you a gobble here in just a second. You're the one saying the decoy in front of us is a hen.
I wasn't paying attention to the head of it. I was paying attention to her bedded down there.
And this is why we let him make the calls, not hunt the birds.
That's right.
Well, when you go to a call company, you definitely ain't hunting. That's for sure.
I hear you.
Man, it's busy.
Well, thanks for having me, you guys. I
we
appreciate it, buddy.
Jeremy. Great talking with you again.
Yeah, man.
It's always a good time talking to you. We've had you on the show before, so
Yeah.
we'll have you on again,
That
I'm sure.
sounds good, man. I'll be around. I appreciate it.
All right, brother. Thank
y'all.
you.
Take care.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to take a break here in a little bit, and we'll be right back with Renee Ernest. She is the account manager at True Timber Outdoors, so we'll be back here in about 15, 20 minutes, and we'll have her on. And thank you all for listening. Be sure to check us out on the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls on our Facebook page and on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and Amazon Music. Thank you all for listening. This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Carts Towing and Timco Auto Transport. Local and long-distance towing, auto recovery, roadside assistance, auto lockouts, and jump starts. And they also do repossessions. Give them a call today at 304-949-2323 or 304-925-0858. Again, that's Carts Towing and Timco Auto Transport, 304-949-2323, 304-925-0858.